This is what we're going to make out of 61 pressure treated timber, a good simple door with braces. Now start by laying them all out, but make sure that you've got the cut end that's got the preserve on the bottom of the door. Measure the height of the door that you require, both sides, then scribe it across, well, pencil scribe it across, so that we can cut each individual board separately. Check. Remember the old rule, twice measure, once cut. Okay, here we can cut it one at a time. Once you've chosen which face that you want showing on your doors, lay the ledgers out. The bottom ledger up about 12 inches, the top one down about 6 inches, and the middle one in the middle. And then mark them just so that when you're working, if you do move anything, you know where to put them back in place. The ledgers we're going to cut 2 inches shorter than the full width of the door, or maybe just a little bit less than 2 inches, but they've got to clear the doorstop. Now lay your braces onto the ledgers and mark the point where they cross the ledger, and mark the brace like this, so that it matches that. So it's about a ½ inch butt there. This cut isn't totally necessary, but it does help to hold the door and stop it from dropping. This butt cut isn't totally necessary. You could just cut it straight off, but I like to do this sort of joint because it does retain the door. If you're going to use power saws, like I'm using one here, because I like to make the saw nice and square, you do need to be careful, of course, because power tools can make a slip and cut something really valuable to your person. We wouldn't want that, would we? So please take care. Now once you've cut the brace, place it on top of the ledgers, and simply mark the ledgers. And now once marked, cut all the housings out of all the ledgers. So that would be 2 housings on the middle one and 1 housing on the top and the bottom ledgers. Nails need to be thin, with a head, and galvanised. When everything's cut, place it all back to your marks, but check that your joints are pushed up tight, and then drive a nail through the middle of each ledger and each plank. Same with the braces, drive a nail in the middle and into the middle of the plank. You're going to drive these nails in, but you're not going to drive them right through. Just leave the head just showing, just enough to get the hammer into, because you're going to pull them out later. So that's 2 nails to each plank and each ledger. Right, now time for a turnover. Be careful because the planks could possibly fall out. It's not very likely if you did a good job, but they could fall out. Now them nails that you've banged through, that's now sticking up, so careful you don't put your fingers or hands on them. We're now going to use them nails and a piece of 4x2 to give us a straight line for putting our nails in that's going to hold the boards. So just push the 4x2 or a bit of 2-inch up against them nails and mark, and then to mark the boarding itself, the edge of the boarding, use a 3-inch piece of timber to mark it. And once again, that bit of timber goes up against the nails that are poking through, and then mark it across. There we go, that side and that side, and do the same for all the members, all the bits of timber. That's the braces and the ledgers. We're doing this because where the braces meet the ledgers, the nailing is slightly more complicated, and then you can decide for yourself a sensible place to put the nails. Okay, now time for nailing. So remember that we've got these thin nails. They're actually batten nails for roofing, and they're galvanised. They're about 60mm long. That is 3 nails per plank. So that's when I say plank, that's the face boarding and also the ledgers. So it's three nails for each one, and you put them in with the lowest nail nearest to the hinge. So the nailing is acting like bracing, really. Drive them in really tight, because that will then draw the underside board, the ledger and the brace, up tight to the face boarding. Remember, these nails are going right through and out the other side, so just check that there's nothing underneath that you're going to end up nailing to your door, so just take care. I forgot, we need a centre line for the braces, so that you can decide where you're going to put your nails for the best effect, the nail and braces. Once again, 3 nails to each board. Once again, driving right in, make sure they're fully driven home. Now, all the nails are in, but we now want to make sure that they're in, so they need to be punched in. Now you need a good heavy duty punch. I'm lucky, I've got this little Bobby Dazzler of flooring punch actually. So the heads of those, they just want to be in below the surface, so that when we bend the nails over later, that they don't pull out. If you haven't got a punch, just lay a nail flat on and just use the head of it. There we go. Remember to discard this nail when you have finished, because the head's going to be flat and the galvanising will be off it, and we don't want to use one that's not. Now turn the door over, pull out the nails that you've driven through, and bend over all the nails that are come through. Bend them all with the grain and make sure you tap them in. What you don't want is anything sticking up. There's another one, pull that one out. That's the one that we use for centering. Yeah, so bend them all over and just using the edge of the hammer, make sure that they're sunk below the surface. There we go. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, Mr. Pop. Pull that one out. Now that's the basic door made and finished. So next stop, you've got to hang it. Now time to consider furniture. Hinges like this, or a simple lock, bolt lock, or a simple latch, Suffolk latch like this, or a lock and latch, a bit more complicated to fit. So I'm going to put this lock on like so, and that's the offcut of these bits. That's all I had left, so we're not going to be wasting anything. That wants to go like so, but just in a little bit, so give us the side marks we so, and then we can do that, but we're going to have to be in that plus that, so that'll be it there, like so. Okie dokie, and then that and that's going to go on there to double the size of that. Oh no, that was close, wasn't it? That comes out of there, and that comes out of there. Okay, and we set the router to half the depth. Okay. There we go. Whew. Perfect. Because you can't see it from right now, can you? Yeah, there we go. That's better. So, that's halfway in there, look. And that goes on top of there. Like so. Because of the extra thickness, when we put the stop on, it'll have to stop against there. Door stop, that whistle. Right, there we go then. So now that can be screwed onto there, and then we turn up to cut that thing there. Okay? Yeah, good job. Put it the right way up. I've got to swap that ring, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Do that in a minute. Won't make any difference to cutting it. So we want to cut out of there now. Basically that. And not quite that deep. I might just do that with the chisel. It's very difficult to actually make any sense out of treated timber, purely because it's soaking wet through. What we got to remember is this isn't a polished job. The door's not going to be painted. It's just going to be treated. It's going to last, hopefully, 20 years. That's the whole idea of doing it like this. I do. Do it like that. That's good. That's good. Right, now then, I've now got to make the holes for that and that, and I could do it like that and mark it and drill through, but I'm going to do it the long-winded way. Because doors open left or right and the latches are all made standard, it's sometimes necessary to turn the latch around, and in this case you've got a little plastic piece that you push in and you can turn the latch around without having to take it to bits. Some older locks you have to actually take it to bits. So now I've marked through with a nail, and I'm going to drill the holes for the keyhole and for the spindle for the latch. Or I'll drill a bigger hole than necessary. With the key, it wants to be a longer hole, so you could chop it with a nice sharp chisel. But I cheat a little bit and just rub it out with a drill, as you can see. There we go, that fits, and it should be nicely in line, purely because I've done it in this fashion by laying up in the housing. There we go, and all should be well. Now, same for the loose bit, mark it through with a nail, and then drill it out. There, drill through with a bigger drill than you need, purely because of the timber being treated timber. It gets all whiskery and you don't want the whiskers interfering with the latch operation, so and with the key, getting the key in. Check everything's going to work, and if it does, which it does, we can then assemble the loose plate. So next thing then is to put the hinges on, and I'll just push them up against the edge to give us a square. Experience tells me to let it tip out just a little bit, and that's going to screw through into the braces. And you want some nice fat screws. A couple of bolts is really useful as well, because otherwise, well, the door will probably drop a little bit in any case. I like the idea of it going right through and into the brace. Lovely jubbly. That's alright actually. They're probably number 10s. There we go. When I put that on, I made sure that there wasn't much slack in this. You've got to take that into account. So when we put it on the frame, we'll make sure that that is stressed in the direction that's holding the door up. There we go then. What we're going to do is put it in the hole, like so, and then wedge it up to where we want it. I might just bring to your attention. You see that I've put it on. It's slightly higher at this end. It's slightly higher there than there because that will drop. And then I may move it a little bit after that. Anyway, there you go. Screws in the top, screws in the bottom. This is just to show how the door stop is cut around the loose plate which holds the lock and the latch. There we are. Job done. Oops, Daisy. Good job. There we go, everything with a coat of timber treatment, as smart as a sailor's haircut.